Being part of the technical team at Sundowns requires commitment and many days away from home during the long season. So Sky's the Limit decided to take analyst Goolam Valodia and his wife Bashira away for a little R&R. Their destination, cliff-top exclusive safari hideaway, situated in the Waterberg just 3 hours from their home, it seemed the perfect place for Goolam to recover from the rigors of last season and a great place for us to get some insight into what an analyst for a football team does. Goolam, why a football analyst?
It's in my blood. I think the first thing I did when I got up was kick a football. My mom and dad always said I started walking when I was 7 months old and kicking a ball when I was 8 months old. So
it's interesting because he's genuinely an analyst.
I think it's when I look at a football match, it's the ability to recognize what supporters don't.
Amisco is his stats software of choice.
I think Amisco is a technological base which allows us to take the media or the video footage from a match and synchronize it with actual stats that they provide to us. The fact is that stats don't lie, and what it enables us to do is look at a match of an opponent and identify weaknesses and strengths, and then tactically prepare ourselves to manipulate their defensive weaknesses, and also prepare ourselves for definite strengths that they have where they could exploit us.
I think it's no longer the future of football, it is football at the moment.
Like any other aspect, it's like your physical trainer, your coach, it's part of the technical team now. If you look at the biggest teams in the world, the Manchester Uniteds, Chelsea's, Real Madrid's, they swear by it. Someone like Mourinho, he's a fan favorite of Amisco. He uses it wherever he goes. We technically prepare for a match over a week. We play 90 minutes, but a player on average has a direct impact in a match for only a minute. The player understands that he has that limited amount of time to positively impact a match is very important.
To the team, I don't think you can put a value on that sort of information. We use it to look at team performances for our own and obviously our position, like we said, but I also use it as a tool for identifying players that might fit into the culture of Sundowns football.
Sebastian has exposed me to different types of dung, what dung looks like when it's 1 week old, and how a dung beetle actually goes into the dung.
And it just opens the dung so that the scent lasts longer. And in the process of doing that, sometimes they kick over loose sand, and soil underneath is much cooler and it's wet.
We got him to do little animal sounds for us. Captain explaining to me that, did you hear the baboon? And I would not hear the baboon.
Is that the baboon there in the radio?
No. He's like, oh!
And he'd say, did you see the bird? And I have bad eyesight, so I couldn't see the bird. Yeah. And then we got to the most amazing yet fearful experience of my life.
Oh, it was quite amazing. What happened was we spotted it in the road in the beginning, heading towards us.
And he looks at me and he goes, shh.
And as it came right past the vehicle, I noticed that it was an elephant bull in must. They're quite dangerous because they're very temperamental, just looking for a fight. They're looking for something to push around. And it got within like touching distance from the vehicle.
How's it, eh?
Whether it's local here, whether it's European, football is glamour. I think when you're in it, you really realize that it's only glamour to the outsider. Being on the inside, you don't rest. You really are working 24 hours a day, whether you're an analyst, whether you're a physio, whether you're a player, because everything you do is about football.
It's a choice of two starters where you've got your lovely tomato consomme to go with prawn and hank medallions. And your other choice starter, it's camembert brulee with strawberry and fig sauce.
I I think football is in Goolam's blood. It's not just something that he loves, it's something that he's passionate about. And that's the difference between just being an analyst and loving what you do.
I think doing what you love doesn't always give you the comforts or benefits of everything else. To be away from home maybe at least 2 days, sometimes 3 days a week. A match, at least not even a week. To playing 2 games a week, you might only see me at home after 7 odd days or so. For me, as a dad of 3 kids and a wife, it is challenging. It's when you're away from home, you miss home, and when you're at home, you don't really have a chance to enjoy it because you're still working. And that's the difficulty. It's been a great experience. I think the hardest part, or the thing you forget, is you forget your family, you forget your wife, sometimes you forget your kids. And coming away just with the wife just sort of makes you realize why you married, why you have a family.
I would recommend this to anyone that just wants to have peace and serenity. Not only for soccer players, but preferably because they're never around. So this is quality time at the optimum, because this is exactly what you get here. I can't even begin to explain to you how magnificent the view is from the bedroom. What blew my mind is the fact that it's so private. For the first 10 minutes, we looked at each other because we didn't know what to say to each other. I mean, there's no laptop, so Goolam is out of his comfort zone. When you walk in, it's got the sense of the absolute serenity. It's open space, and you open this balcony into just the outdoors. It's luxury at its ultimate. So I've had no other choice but to make Sundowns a part of my family life. So I've got my 3 kids now singing Caballero the whole day. So even when he's not around, I have something that reminds me of him. But I've realized that that's okay because he loves what he does. And I think that's part of being a support structure to him, is to be there for him.
It's not a job for me. Something's a job when you wake up in the morning and you have to think about what you're going to do, and I don't. Just when I wake up, that's what I want to do.